Hi. Hey. Hello. How you doing? Good morning. You clicked here. I didn't click here. You clicked here. Welcome. You've entered a magical portal to bring you to my place on the internet, which is Periwinkle Palace Arts. I'm Princess Bun Bun, and I'm here with my bunnies, and we do art stuff here. And today we're doing the one thing that I really don't like doing, fixing the nails. We're doing cuticle care. We're redoing or filling, some people call it filling, the overlays. And when we get done with that boring stuff, we get to make them pretty. It's the only thing that helps me get through this process. Okay, if you're new here, then you don't know yet. But, oh, those look bad. We introduce bunnies first. Yes, I'm a very silly person. Sometimes I have a very childish personality. I'm allowed. You know what? So are you. Alright. Say good morning to Maya. She's excited. She likes coloring and she likes when I do my nails. But she's not such a fan of the diamond painting. I don't know. She just kind of stares at it like, what are you doing? Anyway, Maya is my beautiful little fibromyalgia bunny. See, she has her little fibromyalgia pastel colored butterfly on her tum-tum. She says she's going to take a nap while I do the boring part of the nails. Okay? You want to sit over there? Yeah. Okay. Okay. She's so sweet. And this is Polly. Polly is my bipolar bunny. And Polly came to the desk today because I hit my annual winter, I guess it would be autumn, mania cycle. Monday? Tuesday? I don't know. Anyway, this is Polly. He has happy face and sad face on his paws. Both paws. And he's a sweetheart. But right now, he's just trying to hang tight because mania makes us make decisions without thinking about them sometimes. A couple of things in the past couple of days that I managed to barely stop myself from doing. Wednesday, I took down this whole studio. And then I cried myself to sleep. Because I don't know why I did that or what I was trying to get accomplished, but I didn't mean to. Okay. We have cute hair. Yes, cute hair. I have coffee. These are the things we need for art. Cute hair and coffee. Do you have coffee? Do you have your coffee? No? I highly suggest you pause me and go get your coffee. I'll still be here when you get back. It's okay. I had to stop my stream yesterday doing my nails because all of a sudden, my energy was gone and I fell asleep. As soon as I left and went to my room, I was out. I'm not even remembering if I ate dinner last night. I probably did. My husband's pretty good about getting me to eat even when I'm half asleep. No, I don't know how I eat when I'm half asleep, but I do. Alright, we're gonna get into it. I got up a little early this morning. So sometimes the cuticle ball bit doesn't get the job done. And when I woke up this morning, I was like, ooh, that really didn't get the job done. So this morning, I've gone ahead and I took my really pointy cross bit. I don't know what kind of nail bit this is, but It's really pointy, and it's pretty coarse, and it gets the job done. I went through my nails on this hand with it. I'm going to go back around these with the cuticle ball bit again to just remove what's left over and smooth down the sides. So like here, there's like just pieces of skin hanging off. I don't like this task. Anyway, I'm going to do the same thing on this hand. It doesn't need it as much, but we're going to do it anyway. I did nick and run into a little psoriasis pustule right there. It'll be fine. I nicked myself. I need to say this right at the top of the video. I am not a professional. I have taught myself to do this by watching professionals. It's taken me quite a long time to be able to do this at the level that I do, which is not great. The techniques that I use and the way that I use my tools, they're not proper. It's not the proper way to do it. I do it this way because I have hand issues, arthritis, and I have weakness in my hands, and they go numb, and it's a whole thing. And also because I have psoriasis, which is the whole reason we're here doing this right now. I have to keep my nails cleaned up and in good condition, or the skin around them will start to crack, and the nails themselves will start to peel and split and crumble and crack, and it's horrible. So the reason that I do the overlays on my nails is literally just to hold them together. It protects my nails, and it helps to keep the psoriasis from tearing up my skin. It helps. But like sometimes I run into a psoriasis pustule and that'll bleed. But this wasn't a pustule. I nicked myself this morning. And I went ahead and got started early before I came online because I wasn't quite awake yet, but I wanted to go ahead and get into this because like I don't want to be doing this all day. I don't. Anyway, it's Friday and I want this over with. So we're going to take this coarse nail bit on 1000 RPMs around these nails. These are pretty clean usually, and in this case it's my left hand that has the worst of what I need to clean up, for two reasons. One, because I can never do my left hand very well. I can't do it as well as I do my right hand because I'm a lefty. So when I work on my left hand, I'm working on my dominant hand with my non-dominant hand, and that just, I can do it, but it takes a little bit longer, and it is much harder, and the nails on my left hand never look as good as the nails on my right hand, but we just accept that and move on. I would much rather be coloring right now. That's what I want to do this morning. I feel like this week has been kind of a mess. I need to get this underneath. There's no dirt under there. It's just psoriasis scales, like plaques. But we got to get it out. Otherwise it builds up and underneath my nail will start to just bleed and the skin will crack and all of that. It's not fun stuff. I know that most people probably don't do this on the actual skin of their fingers, but I do this because it's honestly easier than constantly clipping the skin with my nippers. I don't always use the cuticle ball bit. As a matter of fact, now that I think about it, I rarely use it. I only use it when I need some details to be cleaned up better. And when I go a while without doing it, it gets a little messy. The cuticle ball bit helps to smooth the skin. This really helps remove it well, but sometimes you need to smooth it as well. This is honestly my favorite bit, but I can't use it all the time. It's, I guess you call it a more advanced nail bit. I'm not sure. That's a weird bump right there. I'll probably need to use the cuticle nipper. Look, there's another one right here. What's going on? Now, I'd like to point out that this particular bit, I try very hard to keep it off the gel, off the overlay. I do need to clean underneath, so there's that. And what happens sometimes is that the bit will catch this bit will catch the gel. And if I let it sit in one place too long, it will take the gel off. I don't know if you can see underneath this nail, there's like a chip under there. It's not a big deal. It's not cracked all the way through. It just got some taken off. So we're gonna use a arbor band to make that smooth, and then when I put the overlay on it, I'll just make sure that I cover that area really well, and you won't even know it was there. So I am trying to avoid letting the bit be on the gel. All right. Oh, I think I just hit a pustule under there. We'll see. If it bleeds, then yeah. Let's get underneath here. This bit really just gets the job done. But, like I said, it kind of leaves a mess behind, so we're going to go back through these nails after this with a cuticle ball and smooth everything down. I know what these bumps are. This is where there were pustules that I ran into, and the last time I did my nails, they bled, so I kept the cuticle bit away from them, and that's why they look a little bit more overgrown right there. Because they are actually a little bit more overgrown there. Right? Alright, I need to set this down for a second because my hand is going numb. Always turn it off before we set it down. Let's take a sip of coffee. Coffee. I'm gonna run out of coffee really quick this morning. I don't know why, but I'm chugging it, y'all. These are art stretchings. When you're doing art, it seems like you're not doing a whole lot. So you don't need to do any kind of stretching or anything. But you should, because when you're doing art, you're kind of doing repetitive actions. And that can actually hurt you. Alright, we got one more to do with this bit, and then we'll swap out the bit. Now, I have a habit of singing and dancing while I'm doing my work. I've tried to keep myself from singing terribly on camera and such. It doesn't work. And I always listen to music. I need music. It's just music and coffee is important. So, in order to not violate copyright, but still let you know what I'm listening to, right over there at the bottom of the screen is a screen share of my Spotify mini player. Oh, I hit a bump. Okay. That's looking pretty good. This used to take me days. I would do one nail. Well, I could get about 2 or 3 nails done with the cuticle cleanup in one day. But it doesn't take me that long now. I need to clean that bit. Alright, I'm going to grab this cuticle ball that I was using yesterday. We're going to go over it really fast with this one, and then we're going to come back with my biggest cuticle bit, which is this one. I love this bit. And this is just going to smooth out any of those rough edges left behind. Most of them. I mean, it's not going to get everything. So with this small cuticle ball, I'm coming around and I'm coming underneath. With the other one, the bigger one, I'm going to go up on the top here, like this. Usually I can get away with just using one bit to do this, but I am having a flare up, so I'm going to do just a little bit better of a job on the cuticle cleanup. The better of a job I do, the less I have to do this in general. But when I'm having a flare up, it's still Right. Hands go numb again. Shake it out. All right. Now we're gonna take this over this hand. It's gonna be more difficult. That's okay. I'm on my 4th cup of coffee this morning, you guys. Usually by this time, I've only got in my 3rd cup. And yes, I already did this actual nail yesterday. But as you can see, I can still deal with my cuticles going around the overlays. I'm trying to use my hand here in such a way that I can stabilize it on the table because my hands are shaking so bad. Oops.
This is a reminder. Take an extra gun today. This is a reminder. Take an extra gun today.
Okay. Ouch. This fingernail always is weird because I have a big arthritis bump right there. This is what I do instead of turning the forward reverse button. Instead of pressing that and reversing the drill bit, I reverse where my hand is. I just find it so much easier. Because honestly, I'm not good at left and right, and that kind of just confuses me. Ow. Ow. This is also why I love using cordless uh, electric nail files. It's hard to do what I just did when you have a cord, like just chilling. Still looks pretty bad, yeah? The shows. Oh no, y'all. I have to presso. It's only 9. I don't know if I can hold out that long. All right. Now we're going to use this really big cuticle ball. We're getting there. I never said I was going to stream exciting stuff. Maybe you find it exciting. I don't. So I don't even have to touch the actual nail with this. I'm just kind of going around it on the skin. It's a polishing situation. So I'm not on the nail, I'm coming up at the top of the cuticle. And I'm really just buffing it. No. My boyfriend hurt his arm. That's not cool. I think I might try to make some of these into a shape for French tips. What you think? We could make some of these tiny ones. I can show you how you can use the tiny ones that don't even fit your fingers and make them into French tips. We could do that. Ouch. Don't look up. Don't look up away from your nail when you're doing this. Like I just did. Same story. Okay, that's pretty much done. I got a couple of spots that I need to come over with the cuticle nipper. It looks bad. I know it looks bad. But, you know, it'll get better. It will. Alright, let me run this over here too. So, as soon as I'm done with this, I'm gonna go wash my hands. and make some coffee. Sometimes it helps if I just put my fingers my fingers fat on the floor. I'm trying to, I can't talk. Words. I can't do words. Uh-oh. Do you guys see what I just did? It got caught up in the fabric. That was not cool. That can totally destroy your nail drill. Let me grab something. Let go. Yeah. There we go. That wasn't cool. I shouldn't have put my drill so close to the felt. Oops. Let's see if I can kind of deal with that little area right there. Okay. Ow. You don't ever want to press or put pressure when you're doing this. You'll burn yourself. You give yourself a ring of fire. Even with the cuticle ball. Okay, guys. So, we still have a mess, but it's a little bit better of a mess. I'm gonna go and wash these babies, and I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. I'm back. You're looking better. You can see there's still some stuff going on here, but we look much better. Oh, what am I doing? I need to charge this. And now we've got the hand file. And we're gonna start fixing up these overlays. You ready? I'm ready. I'm not, but I am ready to get to the pretty part. All right. These were shaped properly yesterday. This one and this one. But I kind of messed them up overnight, which is why I try not to file them at all until I'm ready to redo the overlay, but I did mess them up. I like to file my nails short and mostly straight across with just a soft little curve at the very edges. All right, so fix that. This one, remember earlier I said I need to smooth it out underneath. So we're gonna grab this one. We've got an arbor band on it that I desperately need to change out. We're gonna go with it anyway. I'm not using it but for a couple of seconds. So we're just gonna go underneath and kind of tap. All right. Just a little. You see how I just kind of go underneath and tap? Good, good. So that one looks really short, but when we get everything done, we'll decide if I might need to put a paper form under that to extend the nail a little bit, because it's much shorter than the others. How you doing? Is there something that you have to do today that you don't want to? Yeah, those came out much shorter than I wanted, okay? I don't want to have to do forms today. We'll be fine. If we have to do paper forms, we'll have to do paper forms. That's just how it is. Okay. So now I'm gonna buff the surface and smooth everything. I'm using the wrong side of the file. Let's use this side. So I like to take the circular, the rounded part of my file and go like around like that, around the back of the cuticle from both sides, and that helps to flatten the back so you don't have any bumps back there. It helps you get a smoother overlay with less layers, usually. I'm using this fingernail file that's 180 and 240 grit. I used the 180 side to basically shave down big areas. I used the 240 side for smoothing and finish shaping. I really don't use an electric file very often when I'm doing this part. I prefer the hand file because I feel like I get more control and I can really do a good job here. The hand file also, it still fatigues my hands, I guess, but not as much as using the electric file. However, I really hate using a hand file and hand tools for cuticle cleanup. There's a big ball of hair back here somewhere. There it is. These nails are not going to be right today. Oh well. Okay. That's great. Okay. I feel like these ones are already shaped pretty great. So I'm just going to buff them and flatten the back. You know this coffee is too hot. I'm about to burn myself. Shirt. Shirt. Please. That looks good. So part of what I'm doing is, shaping it, but also in order to put another layer of overlays on this, you need to take off the shine on the nail so it'll stick. There we go. And now we're ready to apply the overlays. I need a stretch. Yep. Now for the second boring part. I don't want to do this. Okay. We're going to do this hand first. This hand looks great. This hand does not. We're going to have to accept it. Rubbing alcohol. It burns in that spot right there, but that's okay. Make sure everything good and clean. Make sure I clean underneath the nail. I don't want any dust left behind. Alright. And the other hand, now we wet it with the paper towel and really scrub them pretty good. That way there's no residual oils left over. It helps to dehydrate the nails a little bit, and then when we use the prep and clean, it does the rest of the job. I'm just cleaning these a little bit to get the dust off. We'll actually clean them when it's time to do that hand. As you can see, that really starts to dry them out. All right. I'm gonna do these two first. I'm not gonna do forms. Why? I don't want to. Now we're going to use the IBD Power Bond Gel Bonder. And it's not a primer. It's not an acid or acid-free primer. I don't use those. I apply this over both the natural nail and the overlay. And I kind of scrub it in. I go back and forth like that. Keep it off of the skin. And this takes 2 to 3 minutes to dry. And you just let it air dry. When it gets shiny, it's pretty much dry. Ooh, it smells. I didn't mean to get that on my hand. I don't know how I got that on my hand. I need to come in with my ceramic nail bit right here where it's white. And I need to take that off because it's starting to lift right there. So when we get to that finger, we'll do that. And now we got our Cover Pink IBD building gel. We're going to do a thin coat. No base coat. I don't use a base coat. I find that that makes my overlays adhere not as well, strangely. Make sure I go around the edge here and get that underneath, because that is how I'm actually wrapping my nail and encapsulating it. And then I'm going to make sure I get all the gel off my finger there because I got some on my finger. You don't want it on your skin. Now I'm going to flash cure this, just so that it doesn't like go anywhere. It self-levels, so that's why I'm holding it upside down like this. And I'm going to let it smooth out on the top. And flash cure. So I'm going to let it go from 60 to 45? Yeah. All right. That's not fully cured, okay? It just holds it in place while I do the other nail. Get that free edge really well. Let my finger hang upside down for a sec. I'm gonna get all right, I'm gonna fully cure both of them. This is the boring part. Okay, it's all a boring part. It just is. Do 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 do. The longest 30 seconds of my life. I'm going to do a second coat on those two nails. Beep beep. Just another thin coat. And I just push the brush up and bring it down. Flash cure. Don't ever flash cure. Don't ever cure with your gel open like I just tried to do. If the light can reach it, it can cure it. So the second coat was just to make it a little bit more opaque around the cuticle area. But the shape's already there, so as long as I don't put a lot on there, it doesn't take a lot of work to get a nice smooth coverage. Okay, so I'm going to add a little extra underneath here. Just to Alright, and we're going to cure both of these. I think I'll call those two done. Yeah? It's easy to say I'm okay. Groundhog Day, day after day. Tick, tock, tick, tock. I should mention, I don't come to these things with any kind of script or plan of what I'm going to talk about yet. I'm working up some ideas so that things are less boring, but I'm just not there yet. So now I'm spraying the rubbing alcohol again on a paper towel. You have to remove the inhibition layer. It's a sticky layer that comes to the surface of the gel when it cures. I usually do this and then I'll give it a minute or two and then I'll come back and wipe it again. And if you can see, we don't have that bump underneath there anymore. It's nice and smooth, mostly. Do I have a doctor's appointment today? I'm not sure. I just got a message though. I can't read the whole thing. Alright, I'm gonna put a top coat on all three of these and they'll be done. This is my favorite top coat currently. It's from a cart and it's just a plain old gel top coat. I'm gonna put top coat on my thumb, but I'm gonna do that one last. Because I only put one layer of top coat on it last night. So, oops. Flash cure. I just got that all over my hand. I'm having an issue today with that. You really don't want uncured product on your skin. So I just use the little rubbing alcohol to wipe it off. And then we'll do the next nail. "15 seconds. Okay, and lastly, we're gonna do the same thing on the thumb. The top coat is really thin. Okay, we're gonna fully cure all of that. And then we got 2 more fingers to do on this hand. See, it goes by kind of quick. It's just boring. So what is it that you have to do today or this weekend that you really don't want to? And how do you get through it? Do you like reward yourself like I do? Like my reward is I get to make my nails pretty. They look good. Right. With this, I don't mind if it gets on my skin because it's just cleaning and dehydrating. Because I have psoriasis, I don't do wet manicures. I do dry manicures. Right? And then we're going to do our power bond. They're sticky on the outside of this jar. Pain levels are pretty high today. Not gonna lie. I think the barometric pressure is rising. Yeah. So we just scrub this on. Make sure I get this on the underneath. It just helps everything adhere really well. You don't want to get this on the skin much. Let it dry. Yeah, we're not looking for perfection here. We're looking for a good enough job. You do want to make sure that this dries completely. You can tell it's dry because it turns really shiny. And again, I put it over both the natural nail at the back and I put it over the overlay as well. When I apply my gel, I always kind of start in the middle of the nail and make sure I get close to my edges on the sides. And then I just push the gel backwards a little bit. I find this is the best way for me to get in there without getting it all over my cuticle. And then, of course, we go underneath. And then we're gonna let it smooth out. Alright, we check everything, make sure there's none on the skin. Most of the time I just scrape it off with my finger like that. Flash cure that. Here we go. And And then same thing on the other finger. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Hang on. I'm just gonna wipe that off. I try to keep my bottles super clean. I'm making a mess today. My hand's starting to shake a lot, but it's just because of my pain levels. So we gonna keep going. And now we're gonna fully cure both of them. I think that not this weekend, but next weekend, I'm probably gonna be go camping with my boyfriend. I have not been camping since I was a child, so I don't know anything about it. I'm very excited, but I am very worried that it's gonna rain. But we can't control the weather, you know? I wish I could. I'd be like, abracadabra, no rain, and no thunder and lightning storm that knocks me off the internet in the afternoon. I'm gonna do a second coat. Right. I'm just gonna let that flow a little bit and make sure I get it where it needs to go. That's a lovely thing about gel is that it flows on its own, self levels usually, and it doesn't dry until you cure it. So you have plenty of time to work with it if you need to. Okay. Lash cure. My friend injured himself really bad. He fell off his porch or his steps or whatever at his house. Hurt himself pretty darn good. All right. Now we're going to put the top coat on and we'll be done with this hand. Woot. Oh, that's too much. I put too much top coat there. And it started to flood the nail, the cuticle area. So what I do about that is I'm just going to remove it. I'm going to flash cure it. Let's put a little bit less top coat on there this time. Remember I said the top coat's very thin and runny, but you want it that way. But you also don't want to flood your cuticles. All right, fully cure that. And we're almost done. We're not almost done. We're half done with the boring part. Now, when this is done, I gotta run to the potty. Why? Because I don't believe in sitting here and just not taking care of yourself just because you're on a stream. So I will be back. Okay, I'll be right back, I promise. Ow. we're back. Okay. So you can see one of the things that I love about gel is once you cure it, you're not going to mess it up. And this top coat, it's the stuff. I cannot do that with my natural nails. So now we're going to do this hand. Hopefully it'll go a little faster. I forgot what I was doing. Oh yeah. Here we go. Okay. Now that I've wiped the... Okay, ostensibly we wiped off the dust. Now I'm going to clean off any oils or anything that's on there, including any gel that I got on me when I was doing the other hand. Let me see what my doctor said, yo. Okay, the first thing we're gonna do real quick is I'm gonna grab this one. This is a ceramic bit, and I use this one strictly for working with gel. Right here, I don't know if you can see that, there is a spot right there that is white, and it's whiter than everything else. And when you see that, that means that there's lifting right there. So we're gonna get rid of that. I use this on the lowest speed. Now I'm not coming this direction with it. I'm going to come above it. And it just comes right off. There we go. All done. That is easy, right? Wipe that off. And here we go. Get our power bond. I'm going to scrub this in. let that dry. That's really the only part you need to let air dry. Can you see that it's turning shiny? Make sure I get the corners. And underneath. And let it flow. Let it settle. Make sure there's nothing in your skin. And we're gonna flash cure that. I put that on a little bit thick, so I'm getting a little bit of a heat spike. Not too bad. If it gets too bad, I just pulled my finger out. All right. We're gonna go ahead and finish this whole thumb. The truth is, you could flash cure the whole hand and then finally cure it completely at the end. And again, my second coat here is mostly just to give it some opacity. This is a very nice color. And I don't know, I love it. I like the sheer pink too. But I feel like the cover pink kind of has a little bit more opacity and it hides the yuckiness of my nail underneath. Especially at the end, where you can't see what's going on underneath my nails, and I like that. Okay. Watch, I'm gonna show you that you can flash cure the whole thing. Well, actually, no, I'm not. I changed my mind, because when you're doing the overlay, before you can put on the top coat, you need to clean off the inhibition layer, and the inhibition layer won't fully rise until you fully cure it. So let's just leave this in for the full 60. What I like about doing overlays is that as long as I do them in time and I don't let them just break and start peeling off and all of that, you file it, you get your shape, and then that's really all you have to do. You apply this gel like it's paint, like it's polish. You don't have to like put a lot of effort into shaping it and building it. Very pretty. Of course, that's not really as opaque as I want it to be. So I'm going to add a little tiny bit more near the cuticle. All right, that looks better. So let's go ahead and fully cure it again. Now, if you do come out with lumpy overlays, before you put your top coat on, you can just file it. Yeah, just clean off the inhibition layer, file it smooth. All right, let's clean this off. I gotta sneeze. I just put rubbing alcohol over my face. Okay. Let's do these two. I think we're gonna finish this before lunch. And we pray. We ask the art gods to let me come back this afternoon. Do I think you are? Dry, dry, dry. I do not very often use acetone. That's not true. I use acetone for lots of things, but I don't very often use it on my nails. I just feel like it's pretty harsh, and I prefer rubbing alcohol. It does the job just as well. Now, when it comes to removing gel, yeah, I'll use acetone. But I don't remove my gel very often. And I prefer to file it than to soak my nails in acetone. You know, this stuff might not take 2 or 3 minutes to dry. I might be wrong about that. I really don't know. I'm not good at time things. very thin layer. The more gel you put on your nail at a time, the more likely you are to get a heat spike. You don't want that. Sometimes I get quite a lot of gel where I don't want it, so I just grab my rubbing alcohol wipe and clean that up. Sometimes messing with my finger with my other nail doesn't do the job. Got. That's the flash cure. Ooh! I just wiped my face with rubbing alcohol. Again. Okay, we'll full cure that. Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I got a fuzz on there. You don't want fuzzes in your nail, Joe. Oh my goodness. There's another fuzz in there. if you keep brushing when you have a fuzz, it'll end up brushing to the very edge of your free edge of your nail, and you could just grab it like I just did. We'll full cure those. I might need a second or a third coat on these. Ring 4, 3, 5. I can't see that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. I'm doing a really thin coat just to add some to the back. Full cure. Whew. We're almost there. Okay, if I don't get these finished by 11 o'clock, because it's 10:49 right now, I will finish the overlays off camera and we'll come back and do the art. What, dude? I'm watching my doggo, my pit bull. He's over there making hoof noises. I think he wants to be ready to go out, but it's not time yet. I keep my doggos on a schedule. Otherwise, they'll get confused and want to go all the time. And boy, when they want something, they can be fussy. Just as fussy as kids. I'm wiping off the inhibition layer. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe these and get them ready. I'm really trying to hurry. I don't want to do this anymore. Okay. Let's get the top coat. Oops. Flash cure. Full cure. If I was making videos and editing them, then I could just edit this part out for you guys. I know it's boring. It's part of the process, though. Must be done. Okay. Oh, guys. We're almost there. I don't know what's going on right there, but done with that. All right. Let that dry. We don't need the power bond anymore, so we'll close it up. Trying to make it make sense. So yeah, like I said earlier, I'm not a professional. I'm not here to do tutorials or teach you anything. I'm just doing what I do. And if you want to hang out and chat and ask me questions and stuff, that's cool. I'm just doing my daily art stuff. I do art every day. It's important. I think that people don't like really realize how important it is to tap into your creativity on a regular basis. But it's super important. And our gel. Got a hair attached to me. It's flash cure? The flash cure just holds it where you want it until you're ready to fully cure it. Okay, we're gonna full cure. 1 minute till lunch. All right. I'm gonna finish these off camera, and I will see you guys back here after lunch. Thank you for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed this more than I did. And yeah, this has been Periwinkle Palace Arts and Princess Bun Bun. I'm here with my bunnies. And even though we don't like this particular art stuff, we did art today. Keep showing up. Have a beautiful afternoon if I don't see you. And if I don't see you this afternoon, I'll be back here Monday around 8:30 in the morning. Bye.